For the graduating senior class of 2014 here at Georgia State University,
regardless of the major of a student, whether he or she attends school at Georgia State University or any other institution.
with environmental issues in the forefront of the mainstream consciousness, people and organizations everywhere are looking for ways that it can use to become more environmentally friendly. All Impact. The 2014 SGA election results are in, and it was a clean sweep for Team Impact over the Students' First Party. More about the recreational center. Maybe I'll see you here around someday.
It's gone. Gone.
A 3-run home run from Michael Harrell. Run up on strikes called. Strike 3 will decide the game. And Post 115 is victorious, winning tonight 9-7 and winning the series 3-0.
Hey everybody, what's going on out there? It's Akiem Bailum live on site in the Twin Cities WNBA All-Star 2018.
So for those that probably could use a little bit of a refresher, I'm currently walking in downtown Minneapolis. I'm actually walking right past Target Center, where the All-Star game will be emanating from later on this afternoon. One factoid that I imagine lots of people that are not from here probably didn't know is that Target Center is right a hop, skip, and a jump, actually right across the street from Target Field, the home of the Minnesota Twins. So yeah, if you're trying to catch a Twins, Wolves, or Lynx game for that matter, Target Field Station is probably going to be your best bet for sure. That awkward moment where you find out where the after party is, and then all of a sudden it turns out that the after party is right there where the main party is going to be, and you just walk clean past where the after party is. I have my me moments. We all have them. Don't lie. You do too.
Home comes Devin Faggart to score. Michael Harrell to third. And another RBI double from Jacob Tuttle.
How can Major League Baseball, how can Commissioner Bud Selig have the gall to say what I'm doing and try and probe into what I'm doing with my team? He's saying I'm using my team as an ATM? Oh, huh? Come again? I would go ahead and I would go down to South Florida and I would check out that dude Jeffrey Loya. This is a format flip or format shift in Kansas City that Entercom is engineering that I just don't
New Orleans
get.
Certainly noticed, because their sports talk radio station on FM dial 106.1 The Ticket, ironically another Cumulus station just like 680 The Fan, they got wind of it and they were talking about it all day yesterday on 106.1 The Ticket down in New Orleans. Detroit basically wants to turn their Detroit cluster into an absolute clone of their Philadelphia cluster.
Pretty much covered this up along with everybody else, all the other Penn State officials like Schultz and everybody else that were there. So virtually about at this point, everybody is gone from the university. Paterno's been fired. The school president is gone. McQuarrie wasn't even present for this last weekend's game between Nebraska and Penn State, where they did a blowout. The fans did a blowout, and everybody at the stadium, all the players were then even so, they were all wearing blue to show their support for the victims of this alleged sexual assault.
Coming into this big day, did you expect that
the Supreme Court would rule the way that they did?
Yes, within the past week, a lot of the really smart people in the country who understand what goes on in the courts, we're getting closer and closer to coming right out and saying, it's going to pass. And by yesterday, we were disappointed not to hear anything yesterday, but the knowledge was that they were saving it for the 26th to coincide with two major other Supreme Court rulings, Lawrence versus Texas and Windsor versus the United States. And those were two really strong rulings in favor of gay marriage and gay equality. So I think it's really neat. I think it's poetic that SCOTUS saved the day so that we could celebrate three wonderful things on the same day. Very efficient.
On a September 18th General Senate meeting of the SGA, all senators except for one voted in favor of sending the Athletic Partnership Act to the Athletics Department.
Because they've become the powerhouses in Class LL on the local block. Both are off to a 2-0 start. The clips you're seeing from Cheshire was the other day, on Monday, against East Haven. It was an 8-6 win there. Natalie Amato, 9 strikeouts in the victory in the circle. And junior shortstop Mia Judais continues her hot start. 3 for 4 in that game with 3 RBIs. Bree Floyd, 2 for 3 with 2 doubles. And Emma Watkinson hits her first home run. Southington also off to a 2-0 start.
The class of 2014 prepares to say their final goodbyes to GSU. They are facing an increasingly optimistic job market. According to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, hiring of 2014 graduates is expected to increase by nearly 8%. GSU is only one of 2 schools in the university system of Georgia to attain silver status, meaning for its implementation of policies and records kept pertaining to environmental sustainability. But a survey of a small sample of Georgia State students found that most, 68% to be exact, do not perceive Georgia State to be a green campus. 78% in the same survey also said that the university's housing isn't environmentally friendly. At the top of the Team Impact ticket included the eventual creation of a 24-hour library, as well as that of a 24-hour study space in the area of the current law building that houses the law library. That library will move to the new College of Law when it opens in the fall of 2015.
I don't know if I'll necessarily go into something for my major, but I think as long as I have a college degree, it'll put me ahead of a lot of people.
Not necessarily for the job market if I were to use my major. However, I started my own small business, so I think the job market's going to be a little different for me.
Well, it's not really a problem for me for 4 more years because I have to go to medical school, and there's always going to be doctors. And with a lot of the Obamacare stuff, I don't know, there might be more room when I get out.
I'm looking to go into teaching, so I feel like that's never really bad or as bad as some other things get. So I'm pretty optimistic.
Prepare ahead of time. Make sure that you don't just do one round of your resume. Make sure that you have it reviewed a couple of different times, but definitely come into Career Services and have it let us.
I think that all of us as a board and as a team, we have our hand in so many areas of campus. So I think that it'll be much easier to get everything that we need done. Just making sure that all of us are on one page. And there's always power in numbers. It's not just, even though me and Henson are, president and vice president, we still have an entire board behind us.
RJ, in addition to everything that was going on, at the end of the game, had an opportunity to make those 2 free throws. What was going through your head at that moment, thinking that, the season, the whole Sun Belt season comes down to this, and you really have been excelled in your free throw shooting?
That was nothing, man. I feel like I owed my team that. I didn't make shots when I needed to, and that was nothing. I mean, I stepped up and knocked them down, and got a lot of encouragement from my teammates in that timeout, so that made it even more easier. So that's something that I had to do. I feel like I missed some easy ones and took some bad ones, so that was something that I definitely
Akiem
needed to
Bailum,
do.
Independent Tribune. Adam, I believe, mentioned the Xfinity race that you also ran. How much do you feel, it's kind of a two-parter, how much do you feel like that, that helped in your performance tonight? And also, how would you assess this race as opposed to the All-Star race with the Super Speedway package?
Yeah, I mean, I learned a little bit yesterday in the Xfinity race. Certainly was searching around with different grooves and stuff. It seemed like it was more important to run higher yesterday than it was tonight. Tonight, it kind of seemed like the bottom would progress nicely throughout the runs, and you could kind of stay down there. It was dependent on what your car was doing on where you wanted to run. My car was so loose yesterday, I had to run higher. It would automatically tighten you up about 2 to 3 numbers when you'd run higher. So it was just better balance. As far as what to do with the different packages. Obviously, last week's race arguably would be a bit more entertaining than tonight's race. But, we're race car drivers, and our teams and the 600 people at Joe Gibbs Racing try to build fast race cars. And, when the fastest car can win the race, we're thrilled with that being at our car. And when it's not our car, we know we got to go to work and work harder. And, if the other package is what we come back here with, or race anywhere else with, trust me, our engineers will science it out, and I hate to say make it boring, but they'll probably make it a bit more single file than what we saw the other night.
I miss y'all boys, man. A-League show, man. We back.
Did you fly from LaGuardia or did you fly from JFK?
No, LaGuardia.
LaGuardia?
I went to LaGuardia, which is a little wild.
I have so many horror stories about LaGuardia. Okay. I could spend a whole show, a whole 1 hour, talking about horror stories of LaGuardia.
It's small. It's a small airport.
It's small. It's congested.
Yes.
That's why I'm Team JFK.
Okay. I mean, JFK is so much further. That's like going from Jersey, right? Isn't that close to Jersey?
No, that's in Queens.
That's in Queens?
Yeah, JFK.
I thought LaGuardia was closer to Manhattan.
Yeah, LaGuardia is closer to Manhattan. JFK's out in Queens, and then you got Newark, which is in Jersey. I'm interested in just seeing the party that's going to be in Athens later on in a few months when UGA wins the national championship and they'll be beating
I think he's been listening to what people have been saying. Yeah, the NBA scout telling him he's not going to get drafted. Yeah.
Oh, that's why he's coming back.
He'll probably get drafted. If he put his name in, definitely go second round. After that, why would you leave college to go second round?
Especially when you have another chance to make the tournament. I mean, Georgia State's going to be they're going to be a pick to win the SEC. I just put State in the SEC. Oh man,
that would be who else I named?
Yes, man. NFL players from all around the NBA.
Eric, did he really just compare what's going on right now in the NBA to WWE? You love WWE. This is right your wheelhouse, man.
But that's why I watched that on Monday and Tuesday.
When I got off the plane at MSP Airport, I was just going through, the airport and everything when I left, as well as when I, got to there, and I was going through all these places, and I was trying to see, how they have all these different shops and everything like that, and I see stores that have, they have, Vikings gear and everything like that, and Timberwolves gear, and Minnesota Twins, and Golden Gophers, and Minnesota Wild, and Minnesota FC, and I'm looking all over the place, and I'm thinking, where's the Minnesota Lynx gear? I mean, if any airport should have any gear of a WNBA team, it should be Minnesota, since they've won so much. But I couldn't see anything, and you know what the hit kicker of all that is that I couldn't find any Lynx gear. But you know what I did find at the airport? I found Green Bay Packers gear.
Oh, wow.
I found Green Bay Packers gear at Minnesota's airport. Huh? Come again, Minnesota airport.
official score for Alec Quigley is 29. Our 2018 WNBA All-Star MVP.
Akiem Bailum for GSTV News.
Akiem Bailum, Twitter, Graham Beyond the W. Check it out.